about the experience and how that'll help the kids?
Well, I just think that they've been, in that kind of atmosphere, and I think it's time to, each team is wanted to move on and progress, and and the teams that we haven't been able to do that. A lot of it has to do with a lot of times the team you're playing. Give them a lot of credit too. I mean, last year Marceline went all the way to the Dome. That was the team that beat us. Year before, Salisbury was in the Final Four against the Hamilton, and the team that beat them won it all. I mean, you get to this point. The year before that was Westran, who's coming off a Dome run. So there's some good football in Class 1 up in this neck of the woods. A lot of the state-ranked teams are all right up here outside of Valley. So it takes good execution in football. It takes taking care of the football. I think the only thing, we've had a couple turnovers that has hit us hard at different times the last couple of years at this game. We've had some injury come up. We had a young man, Tristan Fowler, that got hurt in the third play of the game against Marceline last year as a wingback, free safety. And, so it's like a lot of the things you say from the very beginning of the season. You got to stay healthy, you got to execute, and play turnover free. And that's especially true right now.
How do you change your practice schedule this time of the year, maybe to keep your legs fresh?
To keep the not only keep the backs fresh, but keep that timing and get off. Just staying polished as far as your offense and your timing and things of that nature. We will go move up and down the field from an offensive standpoint. There's going to have to be some quick whistles. You're going to have to, stay up, kind of like a summer contact camp. They don't want anyone to get down, stay up. But we'll quick whistle it. But we go a step further, too. We have where we'll move the ball up and down the field, right hash, middle of the field. And the play's dead if one of the scout team kids touches you. So it teaches our backs to have a little maneuverability. It teaches our linemen to stay on their blocks and get the back to the next level and let him do his little wiggle or whatever he needs to do. But it's kind of like running in the open field and running to daylight. And so that's something that has been pretty productive for us from an offensive standpoint.
Your defense has been stellar all year. They're not only going to have to stop one person this week, they're going to have to stop two. Does that change things, or how do you adapt, or you think you guys are ready for that?
Well, we had to worry. I mean, there was two last week as well. A lot of teams have a couple different people. South Shelby, of course, is a powerful football team. They've got the bell cow, which they normally have. Different, it's just a different year. Trace Windsor's an outstanding running back. Comes from good genes. His dad was an old football coach and a great football player himself. And then South Shelby always has that very fast, Parcells would call it a scat back, one of those home run hitter type kids, what they have in the Threckle boy. And the Threckle boy's not a kid that just sits under center. They'll put him back in the pistol, and they'll run him quite a bit. So you've got power, you've got speed, and, it's just a matter of being able to take care of it. But they've got an outstanding line as well that block for them. A bunch of all-staters up there, and so you've got to be able to defeat them a little bit. You're going to have to just play as well as you've ever played in your life. You're going to have to get off blocks. You're going to have to tackle with some authority and really have to. Trace Windsor's not a kid that comes down easy, so there's a big challenge there for our kids. I think they're looking forward to it, and just to try to move on to the next level and see what sometimes the greatest things in life are challenges that you're not 100% sure about, and if you can go out and accomplish it, it's just sets a tone for everything and everything you've ever worked hard for.
All things being equal, you could have the X factor in your kicker.
That'd be great.
But, I mean, he's a weapon that most teams don't have.
Well, I understand that. We've got to make sure that we're able to be in field goal range. They're a good defense as well over there at South Shelby. I'm very proud of our offense. I think we can do some things and move the ball and always add a little something new each week to keep some people off balance. But If it comes down to that, I think it's fantastic. I mean, we have enjoyed having Raul, not only just having the element as a kicker, but just having that young man coming out for football. And I think he's finally, we've had a lot of depth over the last few years. I think it's fantastic for everyone to know that he's just not a kicker. I mean, here's a young man that catches the ball, runs the ball. He's a return specialist. I mean, he'll return an 80-yard touchdown, then catch his breath real quick and kick it. So he's just not an all-state kicker, and he blocks. You watch him block. 135-pound wingback blocking. I mean, he does a lot of things that we're extremely proud of his heart and his dedication and the things that he's the elements that he does give to us, even beyond kicking.
Is your offense more dangerous this year maybe because you're a little more balanced, you have more weapons, and you will go to different people? It's not just one person all the time?
I just think that it probably is. It's one thing you're always looking to try to get better at, and we've been able to. In the past we've had three-back types of attacks, but I think we're throwing the ball a little bit more now, and having that ability definitely makes things tougher to prepare for.